Hello and welcome to the Antiquarian Outlook for week 12 of 2025 starting March 17th. I'm Spencer W. Stuart, Collections Advisor, author of Contemporary Issues in Rare Books and Manuscript Collecting, and host of the monthly webinar Collecting Insights. For more details on my services, publications, and programs, have a look at the links below. The Antiquarian Outlook is totally independent. Its producers do not hold inventory, nor do they represent any consignments or acquisitions mentioned. Links to auctions and news items can also be found in the descriptions below. But for now, let's get into last week's results. Tuesday, Freeman's Hindman had the collected library sale. There were 364 lots offered, of which 337 sold, making for a 92.5% sell-through rate. Total amount raised from the sale was $283,392 US. If all lots had sold at the high-end estimate, they would have raised a projected $198,450. It was an eclectic sale, and the house seemed to be able to connect with a wide variety of bidders on the day. The highest price went to lot 106, Wilson and Bonaparte's American Ornithology, published in 1876. Estimates were set at $300 to $400 US, reaching $14,080 US. Buy-ins of note: Lot 183, a 2-volume book dedicated to the illustrations of Toulouse-Lautrec, published between 1926 and 1927, estimates set at $500 to $700 US. And Lot 314, a combined lot of the complete works of Jonathan Swift, published in 1754 through to 1765, together with Lawrence Sterne, published in 1803, estimates set at $500 to $800 US. As indicated in the total amount raised from this sale, there were a number of lots that exceeded expectation on the day. Lot 19, Curtis's The Botanical Magazine, published between 1797 through to 1816, estimates set at $800 to $1,200, realizing $7,680 US. Lot 223, a group of fine 5-ly bound works of 44 volumes by American authors, including Emerson, Hart, Irving, Thoreau, as well as Whitman, estimates set at $500 to $700, realizing $7,680. And Lot 314, Francis's A Natural History of Nests and Eggs of British Birds, published between 1843 and 1856, estimates set at $400 to $600, realizing $6,400. Wednesday, Grant Zahajko Auctions in the United States had their signed and first edition sale, as well as rocket mail and historical items. There were 844 items offered, of which 734 sold, making for an 86.9% sell-through rate. Highest prices realized on the day: Lot 8, a first edition signed of Castaneda's The Teachings of Don Juan, estimate set at $600 to $1,000 US, realizing $1,700. Lot 66, Frank Herbert's God Emperor of Dune, also signed, first edition, estimates set at $400 to $600, realizing $1,700. And Lot 158, Catherine Dunn's Geek Love, also first edition signed, estimates set at $100 to $200, realizing $1,700 again. Of Dunn's Geek Love, there were 3 separate copies offered in this sale. The other one sold for $1,100, as well as another one in the low hundreds. Some lots that exceeded expectation: Lot 518A, photographs by Eric Porter of the Beatles, estimates set at $200 to $400 US, realizing $1,400. And Lot 62, Terry Brooks's The Sword of Sonara, inscribed and signed by the author, estimates set at $100 to $250 US, realizing $1,300. Thursday, Bonhams had an online auction, Books and Manuscripts. There were 229 items offered, of which 220 sold, making for a 96% sell-through rate. The highest price realized was for Lot 73, a first edition of the first comprehensive flora of the East Indies, published in 1693. Estimates were set at 200 to 300 British pounds, realizing 165,500 British pounds. Buy-ins of note: 106, a group of 7 autographed letters connected to John Ruskin, estimates set at 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, as well as 176, an autographed signed letter by Francis Bacon to the Getty Museum Group, praising and supporting fellow collaborator and friend, photographer Peter Beard, estimates set at 4,000 to 6,000 pounds. There were a number of lots that exceeded expectation in this sale, foremost among them Lot 46, the first complete Bible in Chinese, published by Lazar and Marshman between 1815 and 1822. Estimates were set at 600 to 800 pounds, realizing 56,280. This item was actually consigned by Oxfam, and the money raised will provide vital funds for Oxfam and their partners to tackle poverty and inequality across the globe. Still with Thursday, Swann had printed books and manuscript African Americana. There were 403 lots offered, of which 355 sold, making for an 88% sell-through rate. The highest price realized was for Lot 78, the Negro Traveler's Green Book, edited by Victor H. Green, published in 1958. Estimate set at $20,000 to $30,000 US, realizing 62,500. A past lot of note was Lot 29, a trunkload of artwork and family papers of noted painter Albert Alexander Smith, estimate set at $10,000 to $15,000 US. Lot 8 exceeded expectations. David Walker's Appeal in 4 articles, together with a preamble to the Colored Citizens of the World, the third and last edition, expanded and corrected from the 1829 first edition, published in 1830. Estimates were set at $3,000 to $4,000 US, realizing 52,500. And Lot 260, a large collection of Pullman Porter ephemera, pamphlets, and artifacts, roughly dating between 1913 and the 1970s. Estimates were set on this lot at 4,000 to 6,000, realizing 32,500. In France on Thursday, Artcurial had the Library of Jean Bourdelle, Part 2. There were 163 lots offered, of which 159 sold, making for a 97.5% sell-through rate. The highest price realized was for Lot 175, an early print book from 1525, estimate set at 8,000 to 12,000 euros, realizing 48,423 euros. 2 past lots of note, both related to Rabelais. Lot 319, published 1553, estimate set at 10,000 to 15,000 euros, and Lot 320, published in 1556, estimate set at 15,000 to 20,000 euros. Lot 173 exceeded expectation. François' Study of Europe, published in 1495, estimate set at 5,000 to 7,000 euros, realizing 44,601. Finally, back in the U.S. on Thursday, Kessenbaum and Company had Auction of Fine Judaica, Rare and Illustrated Books, Ceremonial Objects, Graphic Art, and Holy Land Maps. There were 336 lots offered, of which 231 sold, making for a 68.7% sell-through rate. Within the print material, Lot 2 realized the highest price, a second edition of the Guide of the Perplexed, published in 1551. Estimates were set at 10,000 to 15,000 US, realizing 9,000 US. Again, within print material, a buy-in of note was Lot 20, the first illustrated Hebrew book to appear in the Netherlands, connected to customs of Ashkenazi Jewry in Poland, Bohemia, and Moravia, published in 1645. Estimates set at 50,000 to 70,000 US. Lot 188 exceeded expectations. A half-length portrait of the Viennese physician Leopold Oser. Estimates were set at 500 to 700 US, realizing 4,600. Coming into week 13, these are a few sales that we have our eye on. Monday, the 24th, there are 2 sales. Kedem Auctions in Israel's Auction 56, Part 1, an online auction of Judaica. It's important to note that this sale actually ends on Tuesday. Still with Monday, New England Book Auctions has their early printing Americana exploration and selections from the Inventory of Curiosity catalog. On to Tuesday, the 25th, Chorley's in the UK has their March Auctions 2025 Asian Art, Ceramics, Books and Manuscripts. Wednesday, the 26th is busy with 5 sales. In Switzerland, Koller Auctions has books and autographs. In Canada, Wilkens Auctions and Appraisals have the sale Books, Maps, and Paper auction. In France, ALDE has a sale featuring books from Patrice de Belencourt's library. Forum in the UK has the Library of Barry Humphries. And finally, in Ireland, Purcell Auctioneers has auction of a collection of Irish and world interest books. Thursday, the 27th, is equally busy, with PBA Galleries in the US having books in all fields of literature, Americana, maps, photographs, and art, an online sale. Forum Auctions again, having fine books, manuscripts, and works on paper. Baecque and Associes in France with books and autographs. Freeman Hindman in the United States with books and manuscripts. And finally, in France, Gros et de Lettres with travel, Asia, books, atlases, and cartography. Friday sees 2 sales, Zahajko in France with modern books, and a 2-day sale in Germany through Venator and Hanstein. The first sale on Friday, books, graphic art, and autographs, and Saturday, modern and contemporary graphic art and modern books. Registration remains open for next month's Collecting Insights webinar series. Through these hour-long sessions, participants will examine case studies relevant to acquiring as well as deaccessioning collections. As with previous sessions, each offering will be attended by private collectors, professional librarians and curators, as well as booksellers and auctioneers. After the 3-part program, no matter where one is in their collecting, participants will emerge with a holistic approach that better positions them for transformations underway in the collecting ecosystem. It's important to note also that all registrants will receive a complimentary copy of contemporary issues and rare books and manuscript collecting. So have a look at the description below, and we look forward to receiving your registration. Well, that's been the week from here. What did you think of last week's results? Were there any things that you were interested in? Any things that surprised you? Are there any events that are coming up that you're looking forward to? Please make sure to put some comments below. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you want to stay in touch, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. All for now. See you next week.